Hello YouTube, I got another EVE Online video for you guys. Excuse me. And today we're going to talk about a fantastic little not as well-known app for copying your UI settings, your chat settings, and all that over from your old character, or not your old character, but from your characters that you have now, or unifying all your settings to be the same across all your characters so that you can easily do that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to explain a little bit of how it works, and then I'm going to explain how to use the program. So basically, the settings for your screen everywhere, like even where this is, for example, are saved in a file. So if you undock, you have your overview settings. I will go ahead and show ZTech's overview there. But you have your overview settings and whatnot. All your overview settings are saved in a file on your computer. So what is going on here is saved, and then also like this window's saved, this window's saved. These are not, but a lot of things get saved as far as your UI settings, and it's really difficult to replicate that on, say, your alt. So your alt may not be identical, but if we undock a couple of my characters, you'll notice that I have identical settings except for a couple of things on all my characters here. We'll see as they undock. But I believe these two are very similar. They're almost identical. There's a couple different shading differences, and then this one's very similar as well. So having very similar UI settings means that you can multi-box or play different accounts a lot easier rather than having the exact same settings. I'm going to show you guys how I do that across so many accounts. So if I make one change on one of the accounts, I can change it across all of them very easily. Step one is to close all the accounts that you want to interact with. I'm just going to minimize them for effect. We'll go ahead and minimize that as well. And my cat will click on keys. And then I'm going to go into my settings path. And I thought I'd share this with you guys. So it's generally in wherever you have your EVE Online installed. It's going to be local disk users, your name, whatever your account name is. Mine happens to be ANTHO. My full name is Anthony. As an app data, local, CCP Eve, shared cache data for specifically Tranquility, and then settings default. This one has a bunch of like core user dats and numbers. It doesn't make sense to people right away, but these numbers are public numbers, and you can actually go look them up by going to Zkill. I'm going to bring up Zkill really quick. Zkill. And you can look up your character number for your specific character. So say I wanted to copy Hateless's settings because I set it up on Hateless. I can search Hateless in Zkill, click on him, and then Hateless has a number, 21124648007. That's Hateless's character number to the Eve server. And this is used for all your ESI endpoints. It's used for your local save data when you save your chat files. This number is tied to this character for all the data that this character generates. So we can go back into this folder, and I can find, I don't remember what that number was. It was 221248007. So I'm just going to look for 807. This is Hateless. So I can know that this is Hateless right away by looking at the data. 04 is Hateless. So 804. And yep, there's only one there. That's Hateless. So what you can do, the manual way of doing this is to right click and then copy and then Control V that onto your desktop or on your desktop. And then when you do that, then you rename this file to your character's file that you want to clone it to. So say I want to copy Hateless's file name to, say, my other character, Coinless. And I selected Coinless here. So now Coinless's number is 2117847. I would rename this core character. I would edit, and actually not that. I would rename, right? So this is behind me. So I'd right click and rename, and then I would rename it to 21148711847, and then I'd copy that file into this folder, and it would overwrite Coinless's data and then make his data exactly the same as Hateless. And then I have then effectively cloned Hateless's all of his user settings, the channels that he's in, everything over to Coinless. And you can do it manually, one character at a time. And you can go through and do that all with like your characters and your settings. It takes a little while to do that, and my cat is seeking attention so much right now. This is Nika. She's super adorable, and she's super awesome and helpful, and an amazing cat. There's another cat floating around here. She's in the bed right now, staring at me like, what's going on? Anyways, there's this really cool program that I found while doing this on stream one day. I manually did this for quite a while. It's called EANM, and I actually brought it up in my browser here, and I'll have a link for you guys. But the instructions are very simple for it, and I'll put a link in the description. But it's EANM. It stands for Easy Character Modifier something. I can't remember exactly what EANM stands for. But basically what this program does is it does what I just, the little sequence that I told you, it does it in a little program that's really easy to run. But basically you download this jar file and then you extract it into your directory where your characters are. So again, I showed you guys this whole chain line. You extract this EANM file right into there and then you run it. And I'm going to delete this off my desktop because I don't need it there. It's a little tiny file, and it just takes a minute to run. So you run it, and you wait a second. If you sit here and run it over and over again, it will pop up like 3 times. It always does it for me. I'll open it one more time and probably get 2 pop-ups. I don't know who wrote this, and it does have credit in there. So yeah, see, now it popped up twice. So I'm going to X one of them out. And basically how it works is you can choose your character, right, that you want to clone, right? So you pick your character, and here's a bunch of characters I have in this file. So if I choose Buck Warbash and then choose the last database account, and then it will copy character-specific settings and copy account-specific settings to all of the other characters that it finds in here. And that's basically what it does. And then you basically click it and overwrite, and it'll say success, and it clones it. The important step to do is before you run the little program, close all your Eve accounts, because it makes it so that it's not actively writing. Because if you don't close your Eve accounts, what will happen is your characters will... Sorry, I need to make sure I'm docked here. What it will do is it will have your character that was open will overwrite the data when you close it. And I'm going to show you guys one more tip here. And if you close all but one of your accounts, you can clone graphic settings without any additional clicks. So if you have a bunch of accounts and you want to reset your graphic settings on all your accounts, the easy way to do it is to close all of your accounts except one, and then go to display and graphics and change it. Change what you want on the one account, and then you close that account, and then you reopen all your accounts, and then it will have the graphic settings clone. The graphic settings clone on their own as long as you only have one account running and you close that last account where you change the graphic settings. The trick with the program will also clone over all of your shortcuts and general settings. It is super helpful for cloning all of your hotkeys. Like, super helpful. It's probably one of the most useful things in that regard. Yeah, that's really all I got for you for this little program. Again, a link in the description. If you like videos about third-party programs, make sure you comment down below that you would like more videos about third-party programs, because I do have, there's a lot of third-party programs that are allowed in the game since they don't directly interfere input broadcast inputs that are really helpful to run. And they're all allowed. You just have to know how to use them or know where to get them. And I think making a nice little database of programs would be really cool. Also, I updated my invite code, and with a recent patch that happened, you can use an invite code on your main character, and it's retroactive. So if you haven't gotten 1,000,000 free skill points on one of your characters, feel free to use my own invite code, and you can also use your own invite code to do it. Except you can't do it on all your characters. So if I use my own invite code, the character that generated the invite code has to use somebody else's. That's the rule with the last character. So everybody should be able to get 1,000,000 free skill points at least once in their lifetime for EVE Online. And that is retroactively available. There will be, again, it got updated That is down below. If you use my code, it will help me get another Marshall, and we may see PvP Marshall videos. If I can get a couple Marshalls, that would be really awesome. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Nika, since you want so much attention, say hi. She's a good kitty. She just wants attention right now. Every time I talk, she does this. But make sure you guys fly fun, continue to bring each other up, and I will see you guys in the next one.